right. So let's see. Let me know when you see us there. Oh,
On the
okay.
YouTube.
On the YouTube.
Gotta love the YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Gotta love it. Okay. Oh, look there. Wow,
There we are.
Looks like we're there. All right. So.
On the grind.
All right. Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Come on, let's hear everybody.
God.
How's everybody doing? Let's go. Come on now. I didn't bring David Specht in here for y'all to sleep. Come on now. Okay, so first thing is, welcome to the morning grind. We're so glad to be with you this morning. I have a great guest that's going to share a great story with everyone. So I think the first thing that I want you to do, though, is like, comment, share the stream. Is that right? That's what we're doing now? Okay, all right. So I'm going to do my part, man. I'm going to do my part. Now, I have to tell you, David, in advance, I am on the Facebook Live skill set. I am south of proficient, so just that's part of what you'll be missing today. I kind of let the guys fill in on that blank and carry me a little bit. Okay, so first thing, we'll start out with 60 seconds of gratitude. Jake, thankful for Van.
Oh, nice.
Van, the one-stop man. Van, the one-stop man. I called him that for a couple months, and he looked at me one day. He said, "Shannon, what does that even mean?" And I was like, it's a story, but it just suffices to say, Van, the one-stop man. It means once Van's there, that's it. You don't need anything else. Josh, what are you thankful for this morning?
That David and Josh are here.
Now, are you thankful that Josh is here just because he has your same name?
Yes.
Oh, well, there you go. He's got a lot of other value, not just shares a name with you, but, appreciate you thinking about him. Austin, what you thankful for this morning?
I'm just thankful to have another day.
There you go.
Yeah, right side of the
Come on
dirt.
now.
Yeah, I got you. Noah, what are you thankful for this morning?
Thankful for the energy that Shannon Wheeler brings into this office every day.
Ooh, come on.
All right. Hey, y'all have to be here. Came in this morning and the place was jumping. It was live.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm Shannon Wheeler, the Shannon Wheeler team. Fortunate enough to be the preferred lender of the #1 team in the county.
Come on now.
Right. I come in, it's just hopping. Woo! Okay. Cameron, what are you thankful for this morning?
I'm thankful that I went out yesterday and made just a random connection. Went to lunch by myself, talked to some random dude.
I got you.
Would have never had the courage to do that before.
Really? They say every time you share those stories, it always amazes me because you don't, from across the room, look like somebody that would be shy or have a challenge in talking to a stranger, that kind of thing.
It's a 180 from 9 months ago.
Yeah. You owe that to this guy over here, don't you?
Everybody.
And these people back here in the control room, everybody here. Yeah, because you can't be the painting without the canvas, right? You can't get to that part and create that art without these guys to be that side that you paint against, right? Okay. All right, very good. Well, this morning we're going to talk about a couple things. Of course, we're real estate finance people, so absorption rates up a little bit. For those of you that are listening that don't know what that means, your agent is always looking out for yourself or for you in the marketplace. One of the things that we track is we track absorption rates, and the absorption rate is the pace at which the homes that are available for sale are absorbed or sell and are taken off the market. So in that situation, we now are seeing that the absorption rate is creeping up a little over 2. I know Cam started tracking this a couple of months ago, getting into the statistics. When we started, 3 months ago, tracking it daily, we were at 3 weeks or something. It was maybe kind of coming up on a month. It's doubled in the last couple of months, right? So what does that really mean? Well, what that means is that there's getting to be a little bit more power on the buyer side. If you're a buyer in the market right now, we've covered that quite a few times, even though interest rates have gone up a little bit and it slows some of the easy money that's been coming. The other effect of that is sellers have to negotiate a little bit more, right? So I was reminded of a study that was done several years ago, and when times are good and rates are low and there's a ton of activity, sometimes what can get lost in all of that is the fact that you as realtors and you as our clients and our customers out there, there's a fiduciary responsibility, right? Everybody in this room knows that word. Probably didn't know it till you got into real estate, right? But you have a fiduciary responsibility to your clients to do what? To do several things. We have a fiduciary responsibility. Our code of ethics, we have responsibilities by law and responsibilities by you guys follow a code of ethics, right? I mean, in the lending world, we have a different governing body, but in real estate, all of you guys not only have the legal aspects to deal with as far as agency and having a fiduciary responsibility to your clients, but then we also have a code of ethics, right? And you have to treat everybody with honesty, all those things. And so along those lines, one of the biggest value adds that agents provide to their clients is what? What do you think the one biggest value add is, or the one thing that people out in the buying public have indicated to the National Association of Realtors in a survey what the number one trait is for their client? Anybody that's listening to the show, if you're out there and you're listening to the show right now and you're thinking to yourself, yeah, what is the number one thing I look for in an agent? You know, obviously you want them to find you a property and all of those things, but what would you think would be the number one thing that when they poll everybody in America that they say they're looking for in an agent?
Communication.
Communication's high on the list, not number one.
Knowledge.
High on the list. Knowledge is high on the list, not number one.
Accountability.
Also on the list, not number one. Past track record does matter, not number one.
Trust.
Trust high on the list, still not number one.
Urgency.
Not number one. The number one trait, ability to negotiate. So think about that. I can not trust you, but if you get me in that house for $10,000 off, I'm loving you, baby, right? Not exactly. But point is, negotiation is one of those main points. It's actually the main skill. So that gets lost a little bit when there's so much activity. But now that is going to come to the forefront. So everybody that's out there that's watching the show and everybody in this room, what you need to understand is as you go into the marketplace now, your skill to negotiate, your skill to be able to represent that buyer and getting the best deal that they can is going to matter. It is going to matter a lot. So we know that the builders are giving some discounts right now to get rid of a little inventory. We're far from a crash. We're not in free fall, but hey, they're sailing their ship, right? And if that means that you get a $25,000 screened-in porch and some closing costs paid because they need to get rid of a little bit of inventory over here to make their sheets look good before the end of the year, that's what we're here for, right? I know for a fact we've got people at the front desk that are calling every new subdivision in our market asking, what do you got? What are you giving away? What's hanging out there? What are the incentives, right? They're out there looking for that stuff. So just know if you're out there, you need some help, you're trying to figure out where to go, understand that whether you can actually verbalize it as a customer or not, inside, we already know that the ability for us to negotiate on your behalf is the one trait that you're going to benefit from the most. So give us a call if we can help on that front. So that's what's happening in the real estate world right now. But real estate is just part of our journey, right? We have a lifetime journey, and then within that long journey, you have many small journeys, many small trips that you take. Sometimes you may veer from the path and come back to the path, all of those things. But I've got a guest with me today that's going to share part of his journey in a very significant journey that he's been on that I think everyone would love to hear and would benefit from. So I'm going to, with no further ado, introduce my guest, David Specht.
All right.
David, thank you so much for joining us on the Morning Grind.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you here. Yay! Yeah, got Tommy back here. Okay.
All right, good to see all of y'all.
Share with everyone your journey. You have a physical journey
I have a
that got
physical
you
journey.
here, and that's just kind of part of it. So share with everyone your journey.
Awesome. So, first off, let me tell you what I believe. First off, I believe that health matters more today than any time in our history. I mean, look at the last 2 years, right? I mean, health has just been like the forefront issue of our time, right? It affects everything. I also believe that nutrition is an area of your life that you have some control. You get to decide, especially in America, what you put in your mouth.
Oh, I better make a note right there, 'cause I forget that a lot.
And I also believe that once you get traction in one area of life, you want to take on the other areas, right? I mean, you just, man, let's do this thing. Now, let me tell you why I believe those things. See, y'all see me like I am today, the dead sexy 53-year-old man that I am.
That's it. That's it.
But what you don't know is in 2018, I lost 125 pounds. But what you don't know, too, is I didn't want to lose that weight. I called myself fat and happy because I was lying to myself, because I had reached a place in my life where I was like, look, man, I'm married. I ain't got nobody to impress. It don't matter to me. But what I knew was every time I went to the doctor, they were adding another pill to my pill box. Every time I got out of bed in the morning, it reminded me that I was 48, 49 years old, right? And my wife decided she wanted to go on this health journey. Now, anybody in here married yet? Yeah. Have you ever had your wife buy like exercise equipment or do something and only to have it sit and you're like, I'm wasting my money? Well, that was kind of where my brain was.
Don't get mad, Davlin. I told her.
Yeah,
I said,
hey,
no
Tina
more.
knows.
I'm not buying it.
So
I'm not doing
so
it.
I told her, I said, this is the lie, but it was the best lie I ever told myself in my life. And that was, babe, I'm going to go on it with you just to make sure you stay accountable to it for 30 days. That was my excuse. But that was enough to get me past the decision. You see, getting healthy is a transformational decision, not a transactional decision. You know, you can't say, oh, I'm going to get healthy, shed out the money, and then next week you're healthy. Transformation is over a long period of time. Transformation is a thing that you don't go back to, right? You've been transformed out of this place into that place. And so over the course of 10 months, through a program that we did, I lost 125 pounds. I went from 325 to right at 200. And I've kept it off ever since. I range anywhere from 205 to 215
You're just
for the
not
last 4 years.
even the same person today.
No.
As you sit here in this chair, you're just not even the same person.
You know, I make the joke that I'm half the man I used to be. But again, it was all based upon a nutrition plan. It was a structure. You know, in life we need a structure. Because if we just kind of fly by the seat of our pants, nothing ever gets done, right? I'm sure Tommy teaches you as your coach. He's like, look, you got your coach, you got your structure, and you got your habits, right? And the coach holds you accountable to the structure while you're building the habits. And the better you are at building the habits in the structure, the less you need the coach. Early on, you need the coach every day, and then it goes up and down. And that was what my life was. I was getting that traction, okay? I was losing weight. I lost 16 pounds week 1. Now, if anybody loses 16 pounds in a week, you're like, whoa, this thing works.
They're
right?
getting ready to weigh in for a fight, right?
Yeah. So, you know, so as I was going through the process, I was learning. I was on trainings. I was reading a book. I was, you know, getting engaged with my coach and with my community. And I was learning the habits of health that would serve me beyond the weight loss phase. Now, you say, well, why are you telling me this? Yeah, you, Dave. Here's the thing. If I had not made the decision to go on the journey, my life would have been worse off than it was at the beginning. You know, I might have been 325 with pre-diabetes and arthritis and high blood pressure and all the things, but 4 years removed from that, I would have been far worse, because you don't ever stay the same. You either get better or you get worse. And so what happened to me then, as a result of that journey, something amazing happened. People started asking me, Dave, what are you doing? Dave, what's happening to you? You're just melting away, Dave. What's going on? I need some of what you've got. And so my wife and I decided we were going to enter the health coaching business. Now, for those of you who don't know me, I was in the newspaper business. I was in this dying animal over here that I'm trying to, you know, keep on life support, wondering what the next thing's going to be for me, because all my eggs were in that basket. And this thing of health coaching came up. And what I found was that entering into health coaching and help people attain the same results that I had achieved in guiding them on the journey, you know, the cool thing about a coach, you don't do the work. They have to do the work. You're kind of Yoda to their Luke Skywalker, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're telling them how to do, but it's up to them to do. But watching these people transform their lives and getting paid for it, oh my gosh, I found a purpose now. And so one decision to enter a very hard thing. And remember, I was lying to myself saying I didn't want to do this. Matter of fact, the joke my wife tells all the time is, I said after 30 days I was going to go to Burger King and get me a bacon double cheeseburger, because that was my, or should we say the Bacon King, for those of you who know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't had one since. Why? Because that decision put me on a path to make another good decision. It made me make another good decision. And I stacked those good decisions on top of one another. And that led me to what I was my purpose. And I believe everybody in this room, and probably the people watching on the internet right now, know that there's something beyond today for them. You know, for you guys, it's probably like, man, I got to make 50 phone calls a day. I'm doing this thing, but you're honing a skill. You're becoming known. You're building something, and it all took place because you made a decision to step into this journey. So I want to just tell you that in today's world, we have to figure this out. We have to understand that staying the same is not an option. We have to be constantly improving our health, improving our wealth, improving our vocation, right? Because if we're not, we're going to be going backwards. There's just, you just don't get to stay the same. You can't go work for somebody for 50 years, get the gold watch, and go retire to Florida. It doesn't work that way anymore. And so what I learned before COVID hit and changed the world so radically was I learned that I could do a side hustle that is now becoming my main hustle, that is now providing me opportunities to move to Murfreesboro and meet Shannon and meet Tommy and meet people that I would have never met before and build relationship with before. That opens doors to opportunities to being on this show today. Every decision we make in life leads to the next decision, leads to the next opportunity. And so for me, you know, as a person of faith, I thank God that I got out of my own way and started the health journey.
Yeah, he knew better. He knew better.
And so the health journey led to the life journey, the business journey, and eventually the physical journey from Louisiana to Middle Tennessee, which was never on the map in 2018. I didn't even know Murfreesboro existed then.
You've
but
lost
here
the
it
whole
is.
state since
I've lost the whole
2018.
state. But I just want to share this one point, and that is this. Everything you want is on the other side of that decision. Everything you want is on the other side of that decision. Whether it works out or doesn't work out doesn't matter, because you're going to learn something that's going to push you forward to the next thing. So if you're facing a tough decision, I went live about this morning. If you're facing a tough decision in life, something that you know will benefit you whether it works out or not, even though it's scary, even though you might fail and fall on your face, everything you want's on the other side of that decision.
Yeah. Dave, what a great story.
Thanks.
And you could not be more right. And I'll tell you, when I was watching you walk around the golf course the last couple of months, I would have never guessed that you were carrying 325 just a few years, just a short time
Yeah.
ago. Knees, hips,
all
all
the
sorts of
things.
things, all the things. So thank you for sharing the story.
Absolutely.
And it's a story of humanity, because it's your story, and it shows up physically in your manifestation in your body, but you know, it really goes a lot deeper than that.
It does.
It's about a story of a man who's decided to make decisions to move your life in a particular direction. We could all benefit from that.
And it all
every
started
single
with
day.
doing that decision.
Yeah,
It all
absolutely.
started with the first hard decision.
And it's like the philosopher who said you can never bathe in the same river twice. You know, I mean, the idea is life continues to move, and you're exactly right. We can't stay static. We have to continue to improve, water the areas of our life that we want to see multiply, those sorts of things. So along with that, incredible story, wonderful journey. We're glad to have you in our town.
Thank you.
Glad to have you in our community. But in addition to that, as you mentioned a little bit, it then also turned into an income or a side hustle, which I think you got to kind of maybe even drop the side these days,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
No doubt. No doubt.
You don't have a side hustle in my view, but you've got some exciting things that are coming up. If people are interested in taking a journey, if they're interested in taking a health journey, or I'm going to go ahead and overcommit you, if you're interested in talking to David about making decisions, about journeys in life, this is a man who is living that journey right now. So tell everybody you've got something coming up tonight. If they're interested, if they want to hear more,
Yep.
tell them how to find you.
All right, so follow me on Facebook at 8 p.m. Central tonight, and reach out to me. I've got a Zoom link. I will be hosting a Zoom called Inflation Busters, and the whole point is to show how. See, I made all the mistakes in side hustling before the last year took place. So I know that we have to have more than one source of income. You know, the average American family is spending $500 a month more today for the same level of lifestyle as they did a year ago.
I feel it.
So what could $500 a month mean to somebody? You know, so we kind of break that down. We're going to go over at 8 p.m. tonight Central to talk about it through the prism of my health coaching journey. I'll share with you, and I've got the author of the book, What If It Did Work, on Marmadrano on, and we're going to talk about the idea of busting inflation through side hustles, starting with your health, moving into business, moving into to multiple sources of income. So it should be a really cool time.
Like it, love it, want some more of it. Thank you so much for coming in this morning. I'm going to go ahead and get us out of here. I know you've got someplace to be, but Van, I'm going to need you to head that way, find that button that gets us out of here, locate it, but wait, before you hit that button, the morning grind. Take us out, Van!